Welcome to another Cardano update. Before I start, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want to support the channel and if you want access to all of our charts, and I hope you enjoy. So as you can see, Cardano just got to the 3.618 extension of the 1-2 setup that we started all the way back in August right here. And maybe we are still in the third wave right here. I thought we would get a correction, but we did not get a correction. We just keep putting in higher highs. So like I said, it is possible that we go to like $1, maybe even more than that, maybe $1.50 before we actually get some kind of correction. Now, of course, if we do get a correction, I'm still gonna leave the support zone on the chart and I will just adjust it until we actually get a correction. So yeah, this is gonna stay on the chart, and you know what's happening right now, it's not really surprising considering the fact that a similar thing happened in the previous cycle as well. But still, I mean, I kind of expected Cardano to get some kind of correction and we are not getting one. Now, maybe this is because Bitcoin dominance actually went down today. As you can see, we dropped like 1.2%. And I don't know if the top is already in, to be honest with you. This is just a triple top right now. And as you can see, Bitcoin dominance is really struggling to get above that 61% level. Yes, we are putting in new higher highs, but this is not really enough, and in my opinion, I think we are very close to topping, so we'll see what happens in November. Now keep in mind, if you look at this chart from a monthly perspective, we still have a green wick right here, and we usually get a red one in November, like we got one in the past 9 years or so, every single year. So I don't think this year will be any different, and if we want to close a red wick, we have to get to like 60 point, let's say 20% dominance, and I think that's obviously realistic. That's only like 0.3% away from where we're at right now. And if we do that, if we actually close a red wick, then I think it's going to be very likely that we just follow what we did over here. As you can see here in the previous cycle, which was also a halving year, November closed a red month, and as you can see, this wick that we got right here looks very similar to the one that we have right now. And like I said, it is possible that we just continue going higher in December, and then in January we get an altcoin season. You know, cycles do not repeat themselves, but sometimes they do. And if this happens again, we might get to 66% dominance very soon. I also want to talk about Bitcoin today. As you can see, Bitcoin is still going up, which is not unexpected considering the fact that it's Bitcoin. And I still believe that we are in the third wave of this 1-2 setup, so this is pretty much a similar looking setup to the one that we have on the Cardano chart. As you can see, we almost got the 2.618 extension, and we are actually very close to hitting 100k. I believe we just hit 99.4k or so just a couple of hours ago. So my prediction was right. We did get to 100k by the end of the year, and yeah, I was not wrong about that. Now, of course, we did not get exactly 100k, but there is still some time left. I mean, we have like a month and a half left. So yeah, I think it's safe to assume that we will get to 100k, maybe even today, maybe even by the time you see this video. So if we do get to 101k, which is the 2.618 target for the third wave, and we do not get any correction, then I think we will just continue getting pumps, because at the end of the day, a third wave can overextend like crazy. And keep in mind, this is the Bitcoin chart we are talking about. Bitcoin always does these kind of things, especially during a bull market, so it's probably going to continue going higher and higher. And then at some point we will get a major 30% drop like we always get during a bull market, and that will be the fourth wave move down. So the next target, in case we get above the 2.618, would be the 300% extension, and that is at $112,000. Now you also have to keep in mind that the 100k level is an extremely important psychological level, and if we get to that level, we might just get a huge pump after that, because that's when retail will most likely come in, and that's when most people will finally start hearing about crypto again. So if it gets to 100k, maybe it's not going to drop. Maybe it's just going to continue going higher because people will hear about it and they will want to invest. Even though I believe that buying right now is a really bad idea, there are a lot of people who will, of course, buy up here instead of, buying down here. That's what usually happens in a bull market. I mean, here in the previous cycle, nobody bought when Bitcoin was going up right here, or when it was at new bear market lows. Now, of course, there were some people that bought down here, but these were only the people that actually believed in crypto. The people who don't really care about crypto and just want to make a quick buck actually bought up here, and then when crypto went down, they complained that it's a scam and, that they lost their money, even though they bought the top and sold the bottom. So you should avoid doing this, and if you are new to crypto, I do not suggest buying Bitcoin right now, especially because Bitcoin dominance is so high. I think the best thing to buy right now would be altcoins, not Bitcoin, but of course that's not financial advice. I am still expecting an altcoin season, so that's why I believe buying Bitcoin does not make the most amount of sense. I mean, if you buy up here, then the most you can hope for is that Bitcoin goes up like 2 or 3x from where we are at right now. We are probably not going to 500k in this cycle, which means that we should top somewhere between 200k and 300k. And that's not the best case scenario, obviously. I mean, that's where I think it will top based on what happened in the previous cycles. But still, I don't think we will get the best case scenario. And even the best case scenario, which would be like 500k, it's still not a lot when you compare what the altcoins are expected to do, especially if you buy Bitcoin up here. I mean, from 100k to 500k, that's only like a 5x. And if you look at other altcoins, for example, Cardano, if you bought down here at 27 cents, you would already be up almost 4x. And I did tell you when we were down here that we will get some kind of third wave move to the upside, and what do you know, we did get one. Well, it's still unfolding, but we did get a pump, and at some point, of course, we will need a correction. So in case you want to buy, if you did not manage to buy down here, even though you had like 6 months, if you still want to buy, you should probably wait for the price to get a correction. Now keep in mind, this correction can only take like 1 day or so, so you kind of have to be fast, because during a bull market, yes, we do get 30% corrections, maybe even 50% corrections, but they don't take too long. So if we dropped like 50 cents overnight, the next day we are probably going to be at $1 or so, just because that's how a bull market and an altcoin season works. I mean, take this for example right here. Here, after we topped in the first wave right here, after we had this 1-2 setup in 2020, as you can see, we topped at like 19.6 cents. And then overnight, or in a matter of 2 days actually, Cardano dropped from 19.3 cents to about 11 cents, and that was the entire correction for the second wave move down. That was it. Now, of course, you could say that this is some kind of flat correction, some kind of ABC structure, but even so, it doesn't matter. The low that we got right here was the lowest low we got in the second wave right here. Then we just continue to go up. So yes, we are getting corrections each cycle, and there are going to be buying opportunities, but if you did not buy, for example, down here, then of course you are not going to make as much money as the people who bought down here, especially if you invest a similar amount of money as the people who bought down here. So yeah, I'm still expecting Cardano to get a few more pumps, and I'm expecting this cycle to pretty much look like the 2020 and 2021 cycle, and if it will look like it, which seems very likely right now, then we should at least get like $5 in the cycle. Now that's my minimum target, and obviously it could go way higher than that. As you can see, the minimum target for the third wave of this 1-2 setup is at $2.98. So we'll see if we get there. I'm obviously expecting Cardano to get there. We could even get above that 200% extension. Keep in mind that's only the minimum target. We could get to the 2.272 extension, which is at $4.25, or maybe even the 2.414 extension. Or maybe we are just doing what we did in the previous cycle. As you can see, in the previous cycle, the third wave got above the 1.618 extension of the previous all-time high, so if we do that again, that will put us at above $5.30, and only in the third wave. Then we get a fourth and a fifth, and the fifth could put us at the trend line right here that already has 2 touch points, so maybe we just want to continue testing the trend line, and at some point, of course, we will break through it, but I don't think that will happen this cycle. So if we do not manage to break through it, I think the top will be somewhere between $7 to $8. Now, of course, if we break through it, then a $12 top is obviously possible, but we'll see. And that's what I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.